Hello, how are you today? I thought I would talk about the fact that the UK has just gone through a whole new tier system being introduced just before Christmas. And the more I'm talking to people, the more they're frustrated or, disappointed or upset. There's a whole gamut of emotions going on. And it got me thinking, how do we cope when the world appears to have been turned upside down and we have no control over what is going on for us? I want to talk to you today about a technique from Stephen Covey called the circles of control and influence, which I think might be useful for you. And then just three small tips to help you just feel like you've got some control back. My name is Kim Searle, and I'm all about the raising self-awareness, love and kindness in self. So with this news about the whole revisiting of the tiers, it's been a massive upheaval for many people, in particularly those in tier 4. And it's not surprising that for many, they feel like so much is out of their control. How long the pandemic's going to last, what they can or can't do, what's changed, how's that affecting the community? It's just tough, isn't it, right now, to know what to do for the best. And for many people who are anxious, worried, concerned, they're probably turning to the internet for answers. And just sometimes that opens up more questions than it actually helps resolve. So I wanted to just talk to you about this circles of control and influence, just to help structure some of that thinking that's going along inside your head, because the sooner you get it out of your head, the more you can look at it more objectively. So what I want you to do is draw a large circle. This is going to be the circle of concern. I then want you to draw another circle within that, and then one more smaller one within that circle. So you end up with like a target, if you like. And when you've done that, I want you to look at that outside circle of concern, and I want you to write everything in there that is worrying you, that is an area of concern, which potentially is out of your control. So which tier you're in, how much time you can spend with your family or not. Maybe your work situation, are you going to be made redundant or not? The weather, whatever it is that's outside of your control, I want you to write all those things down and how they're worrying you, how you're feeling about it, and write as much as you need. When you've done that, in the smallest circle, in the middle, is everything you can control. Now, when you think about what you can control, it's only you, your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors, and how you structure your day and what you fill your day with. These are things that you can control. You can decide what time you get up in the morning or what time you go to bed. I'm not saying that, you haven't got to get up for work, but you do have an element of control over what time you get up and how much time you have to do things. You can control pretty much when you eat and drink. So there will be things in there, some of them may sound ridiculous, but the idea is to start to think about the things that are within your area of control. And then between the out of control and in control is this this second circle that's between them both. This is your circle of influence. So sometimes, there are certain things that we can influence. So if you are not able to control redundancy in your workplace, maybe you can influence the workplace decisions by making sure that you're doing all the right things and that you're ticking all the right boxes. Maybe it's a relationship that you're able to influence, so that rather than it being tricky, you can start to recognize that the other person has needs that need to be met. There's a whole raft of different things you can put in there. Just give it some thought. It's the things that you can influence. And invariably, they will be people and situations that you can do something about, but you can't control it. You can't control the outcome, but you can influence it. When you first do this exercise, it might be a bit of a struggle, but if you look it up online, there are plenty of references to it. But the idea is to start to help you to understand that those things in the circle of concern that you have no control over, you have no control over. There is nothing you can do about it. And the thing is, now you've written it down, your unconscious mind will know there's nothing you can do and will potentially let it go. How awesome is that? Where you've got the things that you can control, you can start to make more focus around those things so that you can start to feel better. You know, I'm going to, do my hair today, or I'm going to go for a run today. You're in control of certain things. This will make you feel better about yourself. And then the areas that you can influence, which are open, and you might be able to make a change to. Really important, I think, to feel like there is something that you can do. So I want to just give you 3 little tips for the Christmas festive period, but actually you can use this at any time when you're feeling a bit out of control. Plan for what you can. So where you can't control certain things, I've already talked about writing them down, but what if, even if they're out of your control, when they start to impact you, what might you be able to do to bring certain elements within your control? So for those of you who've gone into tier 4, you're not allowed to mix within households. No, but you could potentially do other things within the existing framework that you've got. Make sure that the Christmas day is what you want it to be. You have an element of control about how the day can work within your own home. And where you are able to, if you can't come up with an immediate answer, one of the things that's really useful is by putting it down on paper, seeing it, having written it, you'll have been kinesthetically engaged with it, your auditory will have been in it. Your unconscious mind's not too happy with unresolved things, and it might just come up with an answer in the next day or so. So allow that to happen, but have a plan. The other thing that's really important, I think, is to stay connected. One of the difficulties we have is that when we are focusing on things that are out of our control, we tend to do it in our head. And we do it alone. We don't necessarily talk about it for one reason or another, because it might end up in an argument, or you might be considering yourself just whinging. It doesn't matter, but the chances are you're doing it in your head. So reach out to people, talk to them. What are they doing? How are they getting on? Have they put anything in place to help them through it? So speak to them. The more you can speak to people, the better. Stay connected is what I would recommend. And let's face it, this year we found great ways of staying connected with each other. And then I guess the last part that I wanted to share with you on this is really appreciate what you've got around you. I know it's an old adage, isn't it? This whole gratitude. I go down the appreciation because it's recognizing what you do have. I know it's hard. You're not going to be with your loved ones over Christmas potentially. And in tier 4, it's putting more pressure on those who are in business. I get it. I understand. But just appreciate, just for today, what you do have. Hopefully a roof over your head, food in the fridge, warmth so that you're not out in the cold. I don't know, whatever it is just something to let your unconscious mind know that it's not all doom and gloom. There is something going on. And for those of you who would like to go into 2021 in a much better space, a stronger space, a space where you're taking more control of what's going on in your world, I'm running a Be More You program. Starts in January, middle of January. And the idea in this is to take you through my 5-step model empowerment model for you to take back control and understand where you might be able to make some changes so that it's really more effective for you. Just check out my website, kimsearle.co.uk, and Be More You, and that will show you the details of the programme. I'd love to talk to you about it. Be safe this Christmas. Wishing you all the best. Kim Searle, Emotional Mastery.